Welcome to this episode of D Outdoors. It's been a little while since I've uploaded. But sorry about that. Good God, we're getting all shaky. Hold on. It's just because I have a real job, day job I gotta go to during the day, and I don't get to upload as much. Hold on. Trying to set you up on the fishing ring. There we go. And I don't get to upload as much. Some days I get off later than others. But in this video, we're going to be talking about where to fish and find summer bass. Right now, you're in like the dog days of summer, so we'll get into it. So before summer, you have your spawn. After the spawn, what your fish do, your bass, they're mostly. Well, we tilted sideways. So your bass, they'll go into two groups. Some are going to stay shallow, some are going to go deep. Your bigger fish, most of your bigger fish are going to go deep. So that's where to find them. During the day, whenever the sun gets up, your fish that are shallow are going to look for that deep, thick shade. So underneath your docks, if you have trees that come over the water, if there's trees in the water, and just mostly your docks, but also on the docks that they're going to be stayed under, is like I said, they're going to have a lot of shade, and it's going to be about where you're shallow at the where you walk onto the dock. But here at the end of the dock, where your boat would be, it's going to have access to deep water, because all them shallow fish, some are going to want, your bigger ones are going to want access to the deep water, just in case if it gets too hot or if something happens, they can escape into the deep water faster than they can if they're having to swim from the back of a cove 30 yards until they get to about 30 yards until they get to 20 feet of water. For your fish out deep, in the mornings they're going to come up, get all the bait fish or the shad that is swimming around, so you can go out there and throw some top waters, and I'll get into baits here in a minute. But whenever the sun comes up, they're going to go down in the deeper because it's going to be colder. Now, like I said, if you're fishing deep water, you're going to catch more fish or bigger fish than you are if you're going to fish shallow. The shallow water, you're going to catch fish too, but it's not going to be as big as the ones. I mean, you might come up across some to where you're casting, catch a 1 pounder, 1 pounder, 1 pounder, and there you go, you got 3. But it's not going. There's not as many bigger fish going to be up shallow. So next, what we have is the baits we can use. So if you're fishing up shallow in the mornings, they're going to be roaming, going across the bank, trying to get the bait fish that are up shallow. Your brim are going to be spawning them, so they're going to be up there eating all of them, eating the fry, the bass that just hatched from the spring. They're going to be out there eating them in the morning. So what you can do is you can throw a little crankbait, square bill, lipless, get out there, throw a shake head, Ned rig, Texas rig, a floating worm. So, but then whenever it gets in the hot during the day, you're going to want to focus on them docks. You can take a Singo weightless, skip it underneath, throw a shake head, skip a Ned rig up in there, throw a spinner bait, and if you can't get it all the way up in there, try a frog. You're going to get some action of a frog. Some fish are going to react to a frog in the summers, because they're just trying to feed, especially in the mornings. If you cannot skip your worm up far enough, the frog would be easier, the hollow belly frogs. Now, if you're in deep water, what you're going to want is in the mornings, top water, salmon, spooks, anything like that. Buzz baits, frogs. Some people throw frogs in the deep water. Me personally, I do not do that, but some people do. But then whenever it gets more on in the day, you can switch to worm, shake head, drop shot, Then crankbaits, you're going to want medium divers. Deep divings, it depends on how deep of a point you are fishing. The points vary. And another thing is, if you're on the points, you need to use your depth finders. Georgia. That's going to play a big role, so you can locate the fish on the point and find out, see if they're big or small. You can figure out what depth they're in to know what size crankbait you need to be throwing, whether that is a deep diving or medium diving. And well, that's about it. Thanks for watching this episode of D Outdoors, and be looking for some other videos here this week and next week and so on. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video, and there should be a video tomorrow. I will see you in the next episode of D Outdoors.